Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. We'll have Coach Bluder here shortly, and this is your weekly reminder that we are live on YouTube.
Okay. All right.
Hi, Coach Bluder. How are you?
I'm good, and I really like your mask, Brandy. That is awesome.
Thank you. We'll have you start with an opening statement, and then we'll open it up for questions.
All right. Well, just kind of anxious to get back on the court again, and now it's Big Ten for good. We're having 18 straight Big Ten games now, including then also our conference tournament. Opening up with Rutgers off to a really great start this season, 5-1 overall, obviously, have three outstanding scorers on this team. And Garantes is one of the best players in the league. I mean, she was a preseason all Big Ten or MVP preseason player of the year. She's caused us trouble. She's a really talented player that can score in such a variety of ways and a great rebounder. So she's tough. And then Diamond Johnson is a freshman that is playing very well for them. She's their second leading scorer. And Diamond was ranked as the 6th best player in America coming out of high school. So just a fabulous player, guard that is shooting very well, nearly 50% from three-point range. Obviously you have to keep track of her. And then Zippy is their point guard who, she's done a good job in the past as the point guard for them. She's a junior. She has some experience. She's quick, and also can shoot the three. So this is a very good team that, like always, wants to turn you over. They're forcing 25 turnovers a game. And they're just scoring a lot more points now than they used to. I mean, they're averaging 86 points a game. And that's a lot more than Rutgers has averaged in the past. So it's going to be a really good game, I think, in Carver Hawkeye Arena tomorrow at 2:00.
Okay, if you have a question for Coach Bluder, please raise your hand in the participant window. Our first question is from Steve Betterson.
Yeah, Lisa, is the difference in that scoring average for Rutgers, is it's strictly greater depth of shooters, or what do you see?
Well, I see a more of a three-point attack than they've always had in the past. So from three-point range, they're averaging 38% field goal shooting, and that's not been the case with Rutgers in the past. And sometimes they've had like one three-point shooter, but not really three that you have to keep track of. So I think that's a big difference as well.
Jeff?
Yeah, Rutgers has always been one of the more physical teams in the Big Ten. And, I think, you faced a physical squad in Michigan State the other day that didn't go so well. What did you learn out of that, and how do you kind of push forward knowing that you're going to, take some bumps and bruises probably?
Yeah, I think with Rutgers, you just have to keep your composure. I think that's really a key with them, is that you can't get rushed into taking bad shots or making bad passes, and you just have to keep your focus the whole time. You can't have any mental lapses against them, because they'll make you pay. If you just, have a lackadaisical pass, or, you don't box out, or, those type of things, they will make you pay for that. Don't use ball fakes and that sort of thing. So I think you have to have a great mental focus to play them, and you can't let them get you rattled. And they do a really good job at that.
Next question is from Steve.
McKenna Warnock's status. She obviously missed the last game. Do you expect her back, and what is her status?
Yep, she has been practicing and is ready to go. So I expect her back in the starting lineup.
How have practices gone since returning from break?
We've had 3 practices. We started on Sunday after we went through testing and we had to wait for those results. And then we had a good practice Sunday night and Monday. Tuesday was off, and Wednesday we practiced today. So I've been really pleased with their focus, their energy coming back from Christmas. And I always think it's hardest for freshmen to come back at Christmas time because none of their friends from high school are coming back. They're all staying home with their families, and so I think that freshmen have the biggest kind of just adjustment that they have to make coming back at Christmas time. But I've been really pleased with their effort and their focus and practice. I mean, they're ready to play again.
Thanks.
Mark?
Yeah, Lisa, you talked about Rutgers, the pressure they put on you guys. Is this going to be maybe the first big test for Caitlyn in that area? And I guess what have you told her about how to handle that?
Caitlyn has played against really good people, not in high school, maybe. I shouldn't say that. That didn't sound right. She's played international basketball. She's played for USA basketball. She's played and won an AAU national championship. So she's competed against these type of players on and off throughout her career. Maybe not on a regular basis, but on and off throughout her regular career. She's a competitor. It's not like she understands. She can watch the film and she knows that, they're going to be denying her. They're going to be ball pressuring her. But I do think she can handle it. I really do. And it's something that, you watch as much film as you can to try to prepare. But sometimes it's not, you really have to learn by being out there on the floor and going through that experience.
Scott?
Hi, Coach. I'm Scott Beatty. I'll be doing the web broadcast on Sunday against Illinois. So I have a couple of general questions just for some background. First of all, just looking at your roster, very centralized to Iowa and the Midwest. Is that part of your recruiting philosophy? I know obviously there is talent, certainly in Iowa and beyond in the surrounding states, but is that part of your philosophy and focus?
It's not like, it's certainly a part of our focus that we want to recruit the best players within this state and we want to have them stay here. And we think that we've done that. But certainly we know that we can't field an entire team out of players from the state of Iowa. And so our footprint, extends beyond that. Gabby's from Cincinnati. We have a recruit committed from Denver. We go into Canada at times. And so our footprint is bigger than that. But right now, yeah, we have a lot of centrally, like you said, located Midwest type of kids. But there is good basketball around here. Again, like you look at the Iowa Attack, I mean, they've won the national championship and been in the finals year after year. And so obviously there's good players right here within our state. And, we're glad to keep the good kids from Iowa here.
Certainly. What was the recruiting process like with Caitlyn?
Well, we started recruiting Caitlyn at a very early age. I'm not sure if it was 8th or 9th grade that we started recruiting her. But she visited early on in that time. She never came to any of our camps or anything like that, but we recruited her, I think, pretty hard. We would go over, assistant coach Jan Jensen would go over to her morning, 6:30 in the morning, shoot around our practices at her high school. And we were at every one of her, AAU games. We went over to Bangkok to watch her play in the with USA basketball. But I also think that maybe Caitlyn wanted to stay close to home. And so that was a huge advantage for us.
How extraordinary is the kind of season she is off to so far for a freshman? Obviously the talent is there, but just to be doing it as a freshman.
Yeah, I mean, it's remarkable. She had a triple double in the last game. And when you think that that's only the 10th in a history of our program, and we have a pretty storied program, I think that's remarkable. And she's obviously playing very, very well. She's very confident, but she earns that confidence. She works hard for it. She comes in and she shoots extra. She knows she's played against the best. She has confidence in herself. And I think to be a great player, you have to have confidence in yourself. And so I'm glad to see that.
Thanks much.
Mark?
Yeah, Lisa, a little bit on a different topic. I'm writing a profile of Broderick Briggins, and I know he's done a lot of work with your team. I guess two questions. Just generally, what have your impressions been of him as an administrator, and what that position means to your department as a whole, and then specifically as it relates to your team? What has he done for you guys? I know there's been some pretty candid conversations.
Yeah, he is. We've asked Broderick to work with our team on DEI subjects, and we actually canvassed our team and asked them what are the areas that they'd like to work on and discuss, and we accumulated their responses, and we've kind of given that to Broderick along with our sports psychologist Carmen, and letting them kind of take them one by one. And we also challenged ourselves with reading a book about diversity, and we're discussing that book as well. And Broderick is taking us through that. So, I mean, I think that he's doing a really good job. I'm happy that he's in that role because I think right now we need somebody in that role. I think it's important, and I think it shows a lot for our administration to hire somebody in that role. And I'm sure there's a lot of schools that haven't been able to hire somebody, and we did. And again, I think you put your money where your mouth is, right? And so we've backed that up, and I think he's done a great job for us.
Jeff?
How excited are you, or were you, just maybe in maybe enhanced depth? Meyer and Cook had really big games for you on the 22nd against Western. Knowing maybe this is a team that goes deeper than 8, 9, 10. I mean, just, kind of the back end depth. How promising is that?
Yeah, and Sharon had a good game as well, Sharon Goodman. So I was really happy for Logan. Logan, that girl has worked hard. She's stayed focused. She's stayed positive. She's a junior, and now she's playing both the 4 and the 5 for us, and really kind of backing up both positions. Gives her extra playing time when she can play 2 positions like that. But Logan has always been a person that maybe didn't produce that many points, but she didn't make a lot of mistakes either. And now we're seeing her in that her growth is that she continues to not make a lot of mistakes, but now she's looking to contribute more offensively or rebounding wise or being a defensive, presence. So I'm really happy for Logan. I think that she's really earned this. Megan Meyer, I know she hadn't done a lot on the floor up until this last game, but we see it in practice. I mean, we know how good of a shooter she is, and when she's on a roll, watch out. And Megan's kind of having to play a little bit out of position at practice. She's playing the point guard, and she's really, really a 2/1 for us. But she's having to spend a lot of time at point guard, but I think it's helping her. I think it's helping her development as far as ball handling and that sort of thing, and decision making and seeing the floor. So I'm happy for those players that, they had great games against Western Illinois, and we want to keep seeing it move forward.
Any other questions for Coach Bluder? Great. Thanks, Coach. Good luck tomorrow, and Happy New Year.
Thank you.
All right, we will have Caitlyn Clark, Monica Czinano, and then Kate Martin coming up. Hi, Caitlyn. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Great. We'll go right into questions for Caitlyn. So if you have a question for her, please raise your hand in the participant window. Our first question is from Jeff Linder.
Yeah, Caitlyn, just wondered, Rutgers is a very physical team. Coach said that you've seen a lot of physical play, whether international or AU ball. How do you feel that that has you prepared for what's coming tomorrow?
Yeah, I think it has us pretty well prepared, and we go against guys every single day in practice, so I think that's beneficial as well. But I think the main key will just be taking care of the ball. They want to fluster you, they want to create turnovers. So as long as we do that, I think we'll be in pretty good shape.
Any further questions for Caitlyn? Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, just Megan Meyer had a really good game for you against Western. Logan Cook had a really good game. You know, how much does stuff like that really help as far as having confidence in this team's depth?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it gives confidence to them, especially into the coaches and the rest of the players on the team, just knowing that you can go deep to the bench and rely on those players. And it's something we see every day in practice, so it's really not surprising to me. They're great players and they make the right plays. And I was just excited and happy to see their success in that game versus Western Illinois.
Next question is from Scott.
Caitlyn, just wondering how the rhythm and the grind now as we get into this year with Big Ten play compares to what you've experienced before. Is it something new in this physically and mentally? I know COVID adds to it.
Yeah, I think more mentally, more than anything, will be the biggest challenge for me. Just staying focused and dialed in, going from scout to scout, especially because we don't have many days in between to prepare. I think that will be the biggest adjustment for me. But physically, I don't think that much will change. Sometimes in high school, it's 2 to 3 games a week, so I don't think that will be much of an adjustment.
Darren.
Yeah, Caitlin, it's been a while since you guys have played in an actual game. Can you just touch on the excitement or eagerness you have to return to the court tomorrow?
Yeah, no, for sure. We were talking yesterday, and I think it's been 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, where we've only played 1 game. So I'm just excited to get out there and start Big Ten play and play good teams every single night. And we'll be up for a challenge every night. So I'm excited to get out there for sure.
Great. Thanks, Caitlyn. Good luck tomorrow and Happy New Year.
Thank you.
I believe Monica Czinano will be sliding in.
Oh, you did it like that. Hello.
Hi, Mon. How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Great. We'll go right into questions for Monica. First question is from Steve.
Monica, what changes when you get into the routine of Big Ten basketball as opposed to the non-conference portion of the season?
Yeah, I mean, I think playing against our conference is one of the best conferences in the country. So you're going against really, really good players all around, really good, solid teams, established programs. So every single night is it's a game, it's a ball game. Every single night you got to be on your game. You got to know the scout. But I also think that's what makes it so exciting and so fun. We really get a better chance to show what we can do.
What do the freshmen need to know about going against a Rutgers team?
Rutgers is really good. I mean, I heard Coach Bluder talk, I heard Caitlyn talk. They're really good at making you flustered. I just got to echo that. They do a really good job of picking up in a press, being established on defense. They're really good at rebounding. You just kind of got to be ready for a really physical, really fast-paced game. And just making sure you keep your cool is key against teams like Rutgers.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff?
Yeah, Monica. What have you seen from Logan Cook this year? Everybody says that she's been really good in practice. She had a really good game on the 22nd against Western Illinois. What is that something that everybody's kind of been waiting to see from her?
Yeah, I mean, she just works so hard every single day in practice, and she knows that she might not be the player that's in the starting lineup, but her role is so important to us. She pushes all of us at practice. She's just really the sweetest person I've ever met. So just seeing her blossom into her role has been so amazing, and it's so well due. I'm really, really happy for her, and I'm excited to see how it continues and how it extends.
Any further questions for Monica? Great. Thanks, Mon.
Yeah,
Good luck tomorrow and Happy New Year.
Thank you, too.
And last but not least, we'll have Kate Martin.
Hello.
Hi, Kate. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Great. We will open it up for questions for Kate. Kate, your first question is from Steve Batterson.
Kate, how would you assess where this team is at as it gets ready for the grind of Big Ten play?
I would say, obviously, I know we're a young team, but with Big Ten play, you just got to come in game by game. You can't look too far ahead at any opponent because each team in the Big Ten is really good. So I think we've been doing a good job of just focusing on the game ahead and just working hard in practice. So I think we're ready.
What differences do you see in this Rutgers team as opposed to the one you faced a year ago?
Well, I think Rutgers always recruits pretty athletic players, so they're still very athletic and they love to play hard defense, get out and jump on you. And like Monica and the others have said, they like to fluster you. So it's pretty similar in that aspect, and they still have some good returning guards. So it's a pretty similar team, but I think we bring a lot of different things than last year as well. So it'll be a good matchup.
Thanks.
Scott?
Hey, Kate, appreciate your time. Edwardsville, I know, has a good output of basketball, both in girls and boys, at the high school level. And you've got a lot of good programs around the St. Louis area. What drew you to Iowa?
I have most of my family's from Davenport, Bettendorf area, and I grew up a Hawkeye fan, and so I've just grown up bleeding black and gold. So it wasn't really a fair shot to other teams for my interest. I think I always knew I wanted to be a Hawkeye one day.
When you see a lot of your classmates going other places, I mean, when in that area, is there a feel of like, well, I mean, Edwardsville, did it feel like Illinois is the state school? Or for a lot of other people, I know you got Southern down there, you've got Mizzou, what's the vibe around Edwardsville?
I think not many people from my high school. I played with 5 D1 basketball players my junior year of high school on our team, and a couple players went to Southern Illinois, but the Illinois really isn't like the main attraction, I guess, in Illinois, the university. But I think just anybody who can go play basketball anywhere it's pretty exciting.
Hey, thanks, Kate.
Thank you.
Jeff?
Yeah, the common theme is here that Rutgers likes to fluster you. How do you keep that from happening? I know it sounds easy, but probably isn't. How do you scheme against that?
Well, we've been working hard in practice, focusing on their press and what their defense likes to do and getting up in our grill and having our gray squad guys put good pressure on us. I mean, that always helps prepare us, but just taking a deep breath, relaxing, and not trying to go too crazy, not trying to force any passes, not trying to make a long 20-foot skip pass, just making an easy pass rather than a crazy long pass will help.
My apologies. My Zoom is frozen. Good. Anybody else have another question for Kate? Great. Thanks, guys. We appreciate your coverage as always, and Happy New Year.